And I'm the Health Promotion Officer with Women's Health Queensland-wide. Today we're looking at keeping healthy, what is health, and well women's checks and ways to be able to keep ourselves healthy. So what is health? Health has been defined by the World Health Organization as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. What do we know? We know that reducing preventable diseases and improving health behaviours will advance health and decrease health discrepancies. And one way that we can do that is to look at our lifestyle, preventative health, look at ways that we can improve our health behaviours, and look at the broad definition of health. And that broad definition includes mental health. So what do we know? We know that 1 in 5 people will experience a mental health problem each year. Everyone's susceptible because we are all impacted by social, cultural and genetic factors, including stress, loss of loved ones and changed circumstances. In fact, mental health is such a big issue that depression is predicted to be the world's largest health problem by 2020. The key is to seek help early and also to know what to do to keep ourselves mentally healthy. There is still a stigma attached to mental health. When I say the words mental health, what words or images come to mind? What mental picture does your brain paint or conjure up? Usually, if I say this to a group of people, the responses might be bipolar disease, schizophrenia. But I want you to think about the words mentally healthy. What mental picture does that paint? Often people say happy, emotionally stable, content, able to cope, productive and confident. We want people to be mentally healthy, and one way to do that is through ABC: act, belong, commit. So A is for act, and act means keep physically, socially and cognitively active. And it is a fairly simple approach, and I guess that's why it works. It's a whole of population campaign to raise awareness of what we all can do and should do to help prevent the onset of mental health problems. It targets the whole population because everyone can benefit. It breaks the lethargy cycle. So when you're feeling down, you may lose interest and motivation in doing things or procrastinate. And negative thoughts can serve as an activity block. Act, belong, commit encourages people to do the opposite of what your negative self-talk tells you today. And just remember to take baby steps. You don't have to do everything all at once. Start off by going for a walk up your street and back. Then gradually increase the amount of things that you do by planning specific activities. Schedule pleasant activities that you enjoy. And you can also write down daily and weekly goals. So ACT is when we exercise, we know that our brains produce feel-good brain chemicals called serotonin, and this stimulating the brain chemicals by doing an activity that is enjoyable is good for our mood. Do some physical activity for fun and enjoyment and to ward off depression. Try to do it regularly and see it as an opportunity to get up and use your muscles. There's no drug that replaces physical activity. But if you can't do it all the time, don't beat yourself up about it either. And here are some tips for getting active. So try to plan ahead, give yourself permission to put it into your day, even though everyone is busy. Getting help from a friend or joining a group can be a great motivator. We know that when you do things together, there's more opportunity that you will do it, and also it keeps you a bit accountable. Choose an activity that's right for you. So there's no point in doing something that you don't enjoy. So make it enjoyable. Think what's convenient, what fits into your lifestyle, your budget, any pre-existing medical conditions, and be creative and try something different. So set goals, as we said, both short and long-term goals, so that you have something to work towards, but be realistic. You can't run a marathon after 2 weeks, but you may find that you're able to walk a little bit further every day or every week, and keep track of your achievements and listen to your body. It's not that we think no pain, no gain. We want people to exercise safely and to slow down or stop if you need to. Pain is a sign that something might be wrong, and if you have any worries or concerns, then it's a good idea when you're starting exercise after some time to check with a medical practitioner. Lastly, but importantly, as we have said, have fun. So make it something that you enjoy, because if you enjoy it, there's more chance of a long-term commitment to being physically active. And build it into your day. As I said, plan ahead. It's important, along with everything else that you do, to make time for yourself. B is for belong, and that's belong for health and happiness, and be a participator. And as we have said, if you exercise in a group or with a friend or get out and do something with others, humans are social animals. We enjoy being with others, staying in touch with family and friends, and getting that sense of connectedness. You might like to try extending your social networks, or even if getting out and about is difficult, think about joining some online groups. And although people work very long days, it's good to do something outside of work. And that can be with colleagues, doing something different. C is for commit. So make a commitment to yourself to do the activities you like to do. Schedule daily me time, because women often spend a lot of time looking after others but neglect themselves. And commitment can be to creating a challenging but achievable task, learning new skills. You might like to commit to a volunteer organisation or to a family member or a school, or undertake a hobby or a course. Lots of research shows that when we help others, it is good for our own mental health and well-being, and we get what's called a helper's high. So have a think about what do you do to keep mentally healthy, how you might be able to act, belong, commit in your own life. Is there something that you've been wanting to try that may assist you, something that a friend might join you with? What's your plan? Try something new and have a laugh and have a go, because having a go can also be a great mood booster. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money or take a lot of time, because what we're aiming for is health throughout the lifespan. So for your general health, what can you do as women? There are lots of things to consider. So a lot of these are not new, but they're still something that we need to keep in mind. So we we try to aim for 5 serves of vegetables and 2 serves of fruit for adults. Swap fried food for fresh, limit alcohol, don't smoke, and exercise. And the Queensland Government, through Queensland Health, has a Healthier Happier site, which gives really good tips on recipes, gentle exercise, and it calculates your health age. So that's looking at the age you are based on your health, not on your actual chronological age. So that can be a good thing to do. 2, with physical health for women, there's lots of information out there, and this isn't to scare people, but it's just to keep in mind what you need to think about. So after 45, knowing your blood pressure, knowing what your numbers are, there's some good information on the Stroke Foundation website. As I mentioned, the Healthier Happier site, which has lots of good recipes, and the Heart Foundation has, in June, their Go Red for Women heart health campaign, and that's very important for women to know about, because after menopause, with the changes in hormone levels, that leads women to be at greater risk of a heart complication, or a cardiovascular event. So it's just good to know that and to have some information. And also on the website is some good information about warning signs, because signs for women of cardiac events and can be quite different. So the way that a heart attack presents in a woman is often quite different from the way it presents in a man. So general checks, other things that we should consider regardless of our age is eye checks, but as I say, after 40, that's very important. Skin checks. In Queensland especially, we're still, unfortunately, the melanoma capital of the world. Pregnancy and preconception health. So we have a lot of information at Women's Health Queensland wide, and there is a lot of information available about health and aspects of health that you need to consider when you're planning a family, trying to conceive, and during pregnancy. We have a lot of resources for pregnant mums and pregnant women and new mums, because sometimes, although childbirth and being a mum can be fantastic, we also know that it can be really challenging. Just knowing some information about being perimenopausal and menopause, and what the symptoms are and what you might like to try and do. And Diabetes Queensland on their website have a good diabetes risk calculator, and they have a Diabetes Queensland helpline for people who are after more information about diabetes. So their number is 1300 136 588, 1300 136 588. Specific women's health checks that we need to be aware of are breast cancer screening. So the Breast Screen Queensland program offers free breast cancer screening to all women from age 40 to 74, and they are across the state, and women can ring and make an appointment. They don't need a referral. The pap smear, at present, every 2 years, it's recommended that women who are sexually active or have ever had sex have a pap smear up until the age of 74. And bowel cancer screening, there's the National Bowel Cancer Screening Program, and they send bowel prep kits to people at different ages. So it starts from your 50th birthday, and they send that to try and look for those early signs of bowel cancer. And again, that's part of preventative health. Cardiovascular health, as I've mentioned, just to be aware of the symptoms and what you can do for your heart health, and that symptoms vary between men and women. For women also, urinary incontinence as we age can be something that we may like to consider. There is some good information about that through the Continence Foundation of Australia. And there's also the National Public Health Toilet Map, which is great for planning journeys. So that's the end of our brief Well Women's information slides and check. Women's Health Queensland Wide is a not-for-profit health information and health promotion organisation for all women in Queensland. It's a free service. People can ring our health information line or go online and ask us a health question through our website and our Facebook pages. We also have the free midwife check-in program, which is staffed by midwives and is a telephone-based service throughout the state. Women who are pregnant new mums can ring and get information and support about their pregnancy. It doesn't take the place of their own midwife and own local care, but it's an anonymous and confidential support to the local support that they get. We have a free lending library where we'll send out books on a number of women's health issues free of charge, and just ask that you send them back. All this information is available on our website, which is www.womhealth.org.au. We also have a range of fact sheets and resources, and we have our really great Health Journey publication, which comes out 4 times a year, full of really interesting and well-researched articles about women's health. Thank you for your time.